Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and today I want to talk to you about the MPU-04 Sunstorm and 05 Acid Storm. These are sort of fourth-party knockoffs. They're sort of, guess what? They were never actually made with this mold by Takara. So I don't know the whole backstory on it. I do know that I got these at Shozy Store. I have a link down below where you can get both of these at Shozy Store for 85 bucks each, which is not really bad for this mold, considering the original Starscream came out at like $250 or something. So this is a significant decrease in price. You do get to stand a lot of other stuff. Now we'll talk about some things, and because I probably didn't figure out until almost done with the review, I think there's more coats of paint on the yellow one, which leads to just having to wear out some of the connection points just a little bit more than on any of the other molds. Yellow is kind of hard to match just right, but for the most part, these are exactly what you'd expect if you bought any other ones of these, including the ones they did for Starscream Thundercracker and Skywarp. Did you say Skywarp? But let's get into taking a look at Acid Storm and Sunstorm and have a little bit of fun today. The Titanium Hangar coming up. All right, here's the boxes, the packaging. I think, yeah, so 04 is the Sunstorm, MPU-05 is the Acid Storm. Boxes are really nothing all that special, just kind of cheap. Something to get it shipped safely to you. There you go. Here they go in their alt modes, and I do think their alt modes look nice. The nice coloration that they have to them really works. So let's start with good old 05 Acid Storm here, and that green is beautiful. Now there's darker green, there's mostly lime green, there's dark green accents around there, and that looks fine. It's a KO-ish, but you still get the symbols painted on, which I kind of feel like on some level I feel like Takara is just like licensing, not so much licensing it out, but allowing it to happen in a way. I feel like Takara might be even benefiting from it. I don't even know. But, yeah, just pretty cool that you can still get the tampograph on there of the Decepticon symbols. That works. See, it doesn't show that on the box, though. You don't see that on the box. But, anyway, I wonder if you're going to get it on his chest. Yeah, this way it looks like on the bottom. Now, I didn't put the wheels out on this one. I'm going to put them both on the stands because you get stands. I'll have something to say about that. And let's look at this one here. This one is the Sunstorm. Now you do have orange accents, and I don't know. There's kind of a debate between people whether they feel like that fell off or not. Whether they feel like it should be all the uniform color or these accent breakups. I kind of like accent breakups in a way, but at the same time, yeah, I do like the uniform for most of it. And there's the wheels that come out, same as with all these other ones. I did have some trouble getting these to go in on Sunstorm, and as you can see, one fell off by barely slightly tapping it. So I believe that's because of all the paint. I do believe it's fully painted, but then again, we would have had that issue on the other ones too. But yeah, let me get that back in there. Now I do want to say, I forgot this the last time I did one of these MPU jets, that if you put those in, you need to pull these out, and you probably need to pull them out anyway, and then that'll create the room for the peg, which I forgot last time, and they barely stayed pegged in because they were pushing all the way. You pull them out, the thrusters out, then you can fit the keep knocking that off, the jet is back on there, the blast effects kind of stuff. Now let's get them on the stands, because $300 Takara figures don't have the budget for a stand, but an $85 MPU figure does. Go figure. All right, now here's how you put it on. And my Starscream, the official one, has kind of an issue where once you put this in, it's an act of God to get it out. I'd say an act of Congress, but Congress wouldn't be able to get it out. So you put that in there. These, I think, have resolved the issue, but I'm always terrified of that moment of, I think I spent like 45 minutes trying to get that out. But here they are in their stands. Let's see if we can, what can we do with them? Can we do a little side-to-side action with them? Yeah, decent stance, solid and tight. And there they are. Maybe we can turn them around just a little bit so you can get a little different angles. They got a little some air fighting going on there. That works pretty good. Oh, it's comparison time. There it is next to Prime. Not sure how that really works. The colors really do pop. They look way better. The colors do. They look way better than they do in the pictures in real life. I'm hoping the camera shows how brilliant the colors are. I think even better than when Takara did them. Well, the first time. Here's how they compare to the Robotech Veritech fighter that the figures actually sit in. So, just so it's not too convoluted here, let's just show one, and you can see how that looks. Now, this is the one that doesn't transform. You want to see one that transforms? Here it is next to one that's kind of like a G1 Jetfire. As you can see, so that's about how big they are next to a G1 Jetfire. Smaller than a red box. All right, now for transformation, a couple things I forgot to talk about. The cockpits, which they have the seat forward. Getting it back might not be as much fun. By the way, I'm showing the alt mode how they ship it. There's the seat. And there's the cockpit. Cockpit. Well, you'll be able to close back up. Okay. Anyway, transformation. We can fold it down. Get that out of the way. You can actually just get the ball rolling here and fold this around. Get the ball rolling. Pop these off. Now, there's a way you can partially transform this and keep it together. I don't like that method. You do this, and it'll give it a little more support, I guess, but I just leave the arms whole. I don't like that. You can pop them off, I'm okay with parts forming. I'm okay with the easiest way to get the job done for me. And I'm probably too close to this. I'm too close to my collection. It's just gonna hurt. Let's get all this untabbed here. Start moving this down. Get the legs open. Okay, there's a tab right there. So this is like gotta be careful with this tab. Segment. Oh, come on. See the paint. There it is. There it goes. Sort of goes. The paint makes it a little tighter for tabbing and untabbing. So that all's got to happen. Pull the foot down. This has the patented lift and tuck mechanism where it unfolds itself down. Now you can give this method here a nice little extra help, which is not going to hurt anything. Fold this thing down. Now this is a weird way they did this. Fold this up so you can flip-a-roo. And I don't know if it's like made to go one way only. And then you see it's on a slider, so it's easier for me to push it like that. I'm going to slide that up. And then we're going to fold it in. And I never know till I'm going in if I got it right. Yep, got it right. So that's what it needs to look like as it's going in. Pretty decent transformation overall. There's one leg done. And we're going to do a second leg. Off camera, I'm going to try to do some fancy editing, I guess. I don't know. I like to get these wings kind of out of the way. Just a little bit. Fold them up. I just feel like the way this goes, the wings are always in the way right here at this point, because we need to get the arms out, but they need to fold up and around this winged area, and they're just going to re-intervene later on. But you know what helps? Not going off camera. He's getting tall. He's growing up here. He's getting tall, y'all. There he goes. We'll do the hands last. Last but certainly not leasty is when we'll get the hands knocked out. Then come around to this this whole back piece. Just get it folded down and into place for just when it connects later. And yeah, let's go ahead and work on all this fun stuff. So we've got gonna have to split this, and then what's going to happen is we rotate it, and this goes like so. And then this is a slider right here, so we're gonna slide it in as best we can. And then we are going to open up all of this fun stuff, give it a flipperoonie through here, go through the wings, flipperoonie meister. And then it's another, once you got this as consolidated as you can. Oh yeah, we gotta get these out. Mike, it's a mess. No, it's not. Must go in order. And then we fold these down. And then this one over here, open that up. So this has got the filter panels out before you can go. Obviously you can't go through it with the filter panels just right in the way. And then this is interesting how you might have to fold the waist down a little bit so you can get this. So this is going to move as you go into there. Fold this, unhinge this, and that's got to go into here too. So there we go. Like I just did this 2 minutes ago. Get the head up here out of the way, and all this is going to just work its way into there. Boom, there it goes. Probably not the most graceful of this mold that I've transformed. Funny thing is that the head popped off in rotation on the other one. I'm not sure exactly why. All right, come back down around here. You're gonna plug this into that. The tail in. Then we're gonna flip all this around. This comes down and it just kind of covers up some stuffs. And you can also use that with the stand. Now we gotta get these wings accounted for. Now let's start with them kind of how they should be with like this. And we're gonna clear this piece, has to clear that. I use the butterfly joint. That's how I get that done. Now, once you bring this up, you're going to rotate this to the side and rotate that like so. Then you're gonna move this piece up and around in atoms. And then we're going to open up this wing. Open up this wing. So what did I miss here? We put this to the side, this like that, and then we folded this up. I don't know how much of it was on camera or wasn't. Not. I guess they give you this for your finger to go in there. This is also still tabbed in, so you have to untab that a second time to get that opened up. I haven't transformed this on camera since the first MP52, so this is part of my issue here. This can fold around and go down, but you're going to wait because you're going to fold this down, and bring this down here. And that folds in. Then this folds up, and we got tab and slots. Tabs and slots and tabs and slots to get that done. And we're going to fold this around, and this big tab goes into that slot right there, if you can see it, which takes way more force than I think it should. And there it goes. And then this tab here can fold up. And you got one wing done, and I'm going to use some camera tricks and blah, 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 and get the other one done. And there's the other one done. I want to point out that you got to have this kind of over enough for the tabs to fit in properly in the wing. Then we got to come around here and straighten his head out. Remember, he does have springy ears in there. And then we open this up, pull the hand out. The easy part here, let's say the easy part out loud. Flip the hand around. And then this is something that I don't remember being really a deal, but when you, on one side you have a tab, which for some reason you would think you'd have a tab on the other side, but no, you got the mushroom peg. So what you have is also this like mushroom peg rounded insertion point. So you're going to insert that into the insertion point, which is I don't remember that being a thing. I don't remember it being exactly like that, but I haven't really transformed one of these in a while. Well, since the last one, since the cone heads, the cone hair. See, I had more issue with the Sunstorm, so I have some paint and fitment issues with the Sunstorm, and they go away after you wear it out a little bit, which is why it makes me say it's paint and not a mold thing. But okay, we've got the null rays. You can either, neither. You can use the handles for the guns, null rays. I don't like that. Or you bring out the little bitty tab and you tab them into his piece right here on the arm. Now, remember your arms, if you had, done whatever weird nonsense with the alt mode, you'd have it like something like this. So you need to fold that back around and do that. I don't like that. I never liked that from the beginning. I'll part form it, make my life easier. I'll show you how to make your life easy. Hey, if you want life to be easy, just stick with titanium hanger, because boom, was that easy? Let's waste no time. And wow, I just feel like you ever hear like the rear view objects are closer than they appear, further than they appear. Okay. Articulation, head, side to side, up, down, ball joint, and something going on down there. So quite a bit. And it holds okay. We can go right at the 90, past the 90 without the null ray in the way. We have the swivel here. All that you would expect. Double jointed on the elbows, which, I mean, it's a great mold. I think Takara did a great job on it. One of Takara's last great G1 molds before they went T-sparked on us. But we've got, does it splay a little bit? We've got 2 points of articulation in each finger, all 5 fingers. It works really great. I can just leave his hands open because it's going to be like, what? He's got that what look going on. Maybe I'll put that on his face. Let me show you how to do the ab crunch like this. It will take this out. I mean, it should go along with it, but that comes undone for your ab crunch. The waist swivel, there's this thing where it doesn't exist. This is, so if you like multiverse, this is the version of the multiverse where waist swivels don't exist. Nobody swivels their waist around here. What is wrong with you people? Waists don't swivel in this area. Got old school hip flaps from 1996 or 2002 or something. 96 Masterpiece didn't exist. Nice clickety ratchets. Everything holds fine. Everything looks fine. Yeah, double jointed knee, so we can get some. We can slap him on his stand and all of that. Now I somehow did not tab this in. You saw it on camera. I tabbed it in, but somehow it's deciding it's not wanting to be tabbed in right now. Foot side to side, up and down, and if you didn't see it, you are supposed to push these in. And yeah, he's got all the same stuff. He's just a little harder to work with because for some reason his paint, maybe they have to do a lot more coats of paint for yellow. That might actually explain why some of his stuff's a little more annoying. Now they both have chest blast opening feature, and oh, let me get it out of here. I'm just feeling stupid today. Like, I didn't. This is supposed to plug into him somewhere, right? Like, it's a blast effect that plugs into him, because I do believe it plugs into here. No, I think it's supposed to, like, he just got shot kind of blast effect. But anyway, I'm not too worried about it. It's not the end of the world for me. But they opens it up, they can shoot them pieces there, and that's great. Like a lot of missiles, they don't come out or anything. It's just purely decorative. It's decor, transform more decor, and you can play around with these and get these pylon whatever's wherever you want. They show it to the back. You can take it. You can take it all the way to the back, which I think is really stupid. That is just ridiculous. I don't like that. I bet the instructions say to do that, and I say, Mike said no, do it like this. And so, with that, they both look really good together forever. As, well, let me get the spin going on here. A better spin than that. See, yeah, look at that, look at that. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, when I messed around with this, I didn't plug that back in right, so I will do that. Now that they're fixed, it falls out easy on every iteration of this mold. It was starting with Starscream, But it holds in okay if you're not messing with them. And once I go on the shelf, I don't mess with them too much. Sunstorm came with these faces, and let me see, through the power of modern filming and technology, there's, I don't know why, he's got more smiling faces. Or do they just give me two of the same smiling face? I don't get it. It is what it is. Yep, it is definitely what it is. And those are faces. But they both do have their blast effects. And like I showed, you've got this other blast effect here, which it's all right, I guess. And then you got this blast effect, which I don't know if these work in tandem or anything, but yeah. And then, of course, you can put them on a stand. Let's do one of them on a stand. And now I know why Acid Storm is in a what is going on pose, because it really makes no sense to do these stands for robot mode unless there's something I'm missing on how to make them taller. Am I missing something? Is there a way to make the stand taller? I don't see it, but anyway, like there's not much. You make them do a kicking pose or something, but I actually think they could stand on their own for a kicking pose already the way it is if you wanted to. Testing 1 2 3. Anyway, before I do comparisons, I want to get these guys properly configured, and I don't remember showing this in the transformation, but at the same time it still pops out, so you need that in there nice and tight like something, and get that back in there with that over under tab, and then this back in place. The more you mess with them, those parts just pop out of place, but they did it on the original, so I'm not going to hold the KO company accountable for maybe I should. Maybe it's not that bad. Actually, it should be way better on him. I just feel like he's got more paint, and once you like wear a little bit of it out, the stuff holds in pretty nicely on this guy. Oh, I didn't point out the butterfly. They got a really good, well, okay, really okay, a really okay butterfly on these guys. Just be honest, all that work I did and all you care about is this, the comparison time video. And yeah, of course they're going to scale right with Starscream, but there is the deformation space. You can see how much taller he is, and there's like a 1/8 of an inch cardboard there, and he still towers over them. This is my favorite design for Seeker. He's getting a little loose in the shoulder there. This is my favorite look aesthetically. The transformation on this is significantly more enjoyable than on the deformation, but also he's not as clean from behind unless you put the kit on, and I'll show that. Now, I don't remember if you had to buy the kit separate or if they included them. I kind of think like it started becoming an after effect. They included them or something. I don't remember. But just wing. I think the wings just clip on. Wing kit pieces. I'm sure I got a video on it somewhere. But it looks cleaner with that added on all around than this design. But this design doesn't have anything extra added to it. So plus in that department. Here's how they scale next to Megatron. And a lot of people feel like this design is too short for it. A lot of people, including me. But I can still appreciate how good they look and appreciate that. I am very disappointed Deformation Space stopped making their figures, but at the same time, these have a bit of a nicer sheen. These two figures actually mostly are closer, a little less shiny than, yeah, they got a lot of paint on them, they look good, but the Deformation Space, you're not getting these colors in Deformation Space anytime soon. Starscream. Yes, my liege. Get the two lazy popsicle twins to work. We don't allow freeloaders in the Decepticon ranks. And drink some more Energon because you obviously have not grown enough. Alright, so this is my look at the MPU-04 and 5, the Sunstorm and Acid Storm. They don't even play games with the names. Like, they give it to you straight up. And we get the symbols. And I'm good with that. But they are effectively not Takara, so there's someone else, and they're being made to hit a price point. I still think they're pretty good for what they are, and aside from Sunstorm having what I guess is a little bit more paint, so it makes some of the connection points a little tighter. You gotta wear them out a little bit to get them to fit just right to slide in. I think that they did a pretty good job with these, and I'm happy with them. Hey, watch out, make toys, because MPU might outdo, you know? But it's going to take a few years. Anyway, for the price point, $85, I think they're really good. I think they look great. Give me the purple one. What's the purple one's name? I don't remember, but I'd be down to buy it at Show's E-Store, and I'll put a link down below where you can get yours. Let me know in the comments below what you think about these guys, and if you get the purple one if it came. Like and subscribe, and Todd Deerham, hang her out.